Hi, I'm Michael from Madeit4Me. I'm going to show you how to make Garnet's Gauntlet from Steven Universe. First, we're going to make a guide for the foam dowel so it can be cut on the bandsaw. I made a guide so that the foam dowels had nice and even, consistent cuts for when I cut on the bandsaw. For this guide, I used some foam core boards, but you can use any material that you wish to make this part. Once it's done, then you can start cutting on the bandsaw. Unfortunately, after cutting out the foam dowels, I realized they were going to be too big for the dowel that I used for the base. So I cut out some PVC pipes and they worked just fine. I took some super glue and I glued the edges to each other after some light sanding. I was more than happy with the results of this. For the base of the gauntlet, I decided to use a shipping tube and also insert a PVC pipe as a handle. I then used some 2-inch padding as the lining of the gauntlet so it could hold my wrist while I hold the gauntlet. I then cut the foam into equal pieces and then glued them together with contact cement. After it was done drying, I then put the pieces together to make a circle. Next, I cut out a piece of Yaya Han's yellow 4-way stretch spandex to make the lining of the padding. Then I used an adhesive cutting mat to cut out these pieces. After the pieces were all sewn together, I used some spray adhesive to attach the fabric to the padding, and then used contact cement to apply the padding to the tube. After padding was placed, I then applied contact cement to both the tube and the fabric. Next, it was time to make the outer shell of the gauntlet. I made 2 circles, one to go inside the tube and one to be at the top so that the edge of the gauntlet could meet up at a nice crisp corner. Next, it was time to apply contact cement to all the pieces. Then carefully align the edges so that they make a nice clean seam. Afterwards, I cut out a star to go on top of the gauntlet. I then use a Dremel to sand down the edges to make it look nice and clean on the sides. As always, I applied a little bit of contact cement to both sides and then I glued it together. Then it was time to paint. I applied a few coats of Plastidip to the cylinder and then went for a 2-part primer red for the fingers and the base coat of the cylinder. Then I taped off the knuckles and the side line of the cylinder so I could paint it black. After the pieces were all dry, I took the paint off and also started to paint the yellow star. Afterwards, I just had to apply the super glue to the fingers. Last part was to slide the tube into the body of the gauntlet. Then you have your own gauntlet from Steven Universe. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I want to also thank the Foamory for sending me some of their EVA foam. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!